these trying times, we will always recognize the men and women on the front lines keeping us safe. Today is National Doctors Day. We're celebrating the contributions of physicians across the country and across the coastal bend. Joining us live now is Dr. Osbert Blow, Christus Spohn President and Chief Medical Officer. Dr. Blow, thank you so much for joining us. We're now a year into this pandemic, and I want to ask, do you see a light at the end of the tunnel, and how bright is it if so?
Jeff, thanks for having me, and yes, I do. But before I say anything about that, I want to just give a big shout out to all of my colleagues, physicians, and all the healthcare workers. But today, as we celebrate National Doctors Day, which has been a national holiday since 1933, this one is particularly special. 100 years ago, we suffered a pandemic. This past year, we went through a pandemic. We have been able to do so much at the Christus Spohn Health System thanks to the commitment of our physicians here in the Coastal Bend community. Physicians are known for being selfless and taking that Hippocratic oath and doing what's best, but really to be able to have been the first testing site, deliver 75,000 vaccines to our community, to be able to, the first to do so for teachers in our community, to have been able to take care of 2/3 of the population affected by COVID in our hospital system was in no small part due to the extensive commitment of our physician population here at the Christus Spohn Health System.
Absolutely.
And yes, do I see a light at the tunnel? I do, because of all of those aforementioned things.
And you absolutely
the bright future that we have after being galvanized by all of those events. Sorry.
You talk about the selflessness and the dedication of those healthcare workers, and you really can't thank them enough. I want to ask, how are they doing both physically and mentally as we reach that year?
We have had, as with any large family, we've had varying responses. Sadly enough, I want to pause and take a moment of silence for those physicians that we've lost in our community. Then we've also had physicians who have been afflicted by COVID and have recovered and are dealing with the aftermath of that, and their families, and our healthcare workers and our communities. The stress is there, but the resilience is there, the commitment is there, and I firmly believe that the future is exceptionally bright because of the team approach, the leaning on one another, the spirituality, the camaraderie, the sense of purpose, and seeing our community thrive during times of significant challenge. Because remember, it wasn't just the pandemic we had to deal with. At one point we had the pandemic and 2 hurricanes, a couple of refinery events, and then the deep freeze. So it was repeated challenges on a healthcare system that each time stepped up, and I could not be more proud of my colleagues. And really, I just want to say thank you for making Christus Spohn able to do what it wants to do in its mission, and that's to extend the healing ministry of Jesus Christ to everyone in our community each and every day. And we could not do that without you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Blow, for joining us on this first half hour. And from all of us here at Chris 6 News, thank you to all of our healthcare workers and our frontline workers for helping us during this trying time. Dr. Blow, we'll see you in the second half hour of Chris 6 News at noon. Thank you once again. Time now